There are two ways to become a dental practice owner. You can buy an existing practice or start one from scratch, like a great plate of nachos. I'm here with my friend, to sponsor Stephen Trutter, who helps dentist dreams come true with startup dental practices. And so many Nacho fans, like the Dr. Jordan Browns of the world and more, have worked with Stephen Trutter and I'm the amazing Dr. Ashley Dawson. He has so many stories of success, and
That's
he's
right.
share with us how he makes these dreams come true, and as well as how you can get started on this journey. If you're a frustrated associate dentist, if you're an associate dentist just ready for the next step, you have been an associate for a while and you want to have your own thing. So Stephen, just kind of orient our audience to a day in the life of Stephen Trutter Ideal Practices, and then tell us about this event you have coming up.
Yeah, you know what, Paul, thank you for having me here, and great to see you again, Dr. Nacho. It's been too long since I've been physically here, but
I know.
I love being a part of the community. I'm trying to raise my ranking as
I know.
star, 5-star, sponsor, and
Get up there on the leaderboard for posting.
I'm trying to. Okay, I'll have to step up my game. But the day in the life in my world is what I get to see now is the end result. And we help and support and guide associate dentists all over the country, and helping them set up and guide them to set up hugely successful startup practices, avoiding the typical pitfalls, avoiding the typical DIY approaches, and avoiding even like bad advice that may come from like really like well-intentioned people, but maybe they've never done it before. And while I'm not like while I don't do floor plans for clients because you don't want me to do your floor plan, what I get to see now is the result of like the guidance that our team has, the implementation of associates, and seeing these doctors now like flourish and opening up successful practices all over the country, not just in rural America, but in highly competitive areas, suburban areas, Manhattan. I can name, hundreds of cities where we've opened up practices. And so I just love to be able to see like doctors break out of like, I don't love what I'm doing. I don't love building somebody else's dream. I want to do it myself, and I want it the way I want it from day one. And that's what we get to do.
I love that. I'm going to talk about your course in a minute, but I know that you were working with the Nacho dentist that I knew. And I would share, even before I met Ideal Practices, I thought of that. I've only acquired existing practice. I thought, if I start up a practice, I'm not going to have any patience. I'm going to sit around twiddling my thumbs. I'm going to have to like go knock on doors and beg people to come in. And that's not the reality when you work with Ideal Practices. So tell us about this Nacho dentist that you helped. I'm so proud to hear this story. So let us know about that.
Yeah. So, you actually will see it come up as a post here once the Nachos team approves it. You're going to see this story, but a little bit of background. Dr. Ariel, her name is Dr. Ariel Garfinkel, and she said, "You know what? I remember Paul from my Philly days." So it was like pre-Nachos. She said, "I'm pre-Nachos."
Yes.
She opened her doors at the end of August, so less than a month ago. She's fully booked through September. She had 600 people on her VIP list. So what we help our clients do is we want them to get out in their community, to find family, to find friends, to connect within their community. Like we want them to say, we want them to go out and say, I'm going to get my first 100 patients. Well, she did a lot more than that. She got 600 patients on her VIP list. She can barely have time to quit her associate job, and she had to. And I'll even share, like, she's already, and this is not the ultimate goal, but everybody wants to say like, okay, what does this result into? Everyone can kind of see what those numbers would be. She's had a $5,000 production day. She's had a $10,000 production day.
Amazing.
But the biggest thing is like, she loves what she's doing. She's serving her community. So she's getting her cake and having it too. She's having purpose in her community, but also she's being highly successful. So we got to have both. We can't just chase the dollars, but we also like everybody's a caregiver within our community from a dentisting perspective. So she's doing it all, and it's just awesome to hear her story.
Well, huge shout out, Dr. L. I know her. She should be so proud of herself. Stephen, I watched this TikTok video. I talk about this in my lectures and say I learned how to be a better parent from TikTok, which makes people laugh. But this dad was saying, instead of telling your children, I'm so proud of you, we've all heard this say, you should be so proud of yourself. So Dr. Ariel, you should be so proud of yourself in doing that. And I think it's awesome. I mean, just to unpack this a little bit, but like you need to market to new patients before day one. And it sounds like this has to do with old-fashioned connections and also working with a marketing company that knows how to get awareness on a startup before it opens? Because I think some of my audience is saying, why would you market your dental practice unless you had appointments next week? And that, I think, is another myth, right? It's not about
Yeah.
marketing the day before you open. This starts way before. Tell us a little more about that.
Yeah, so I think if you think about it, like, if we're going, if there's water that's going to come behind a dam, it's like we're building up that water before you release the floodgates. And so that's the approach when it comes to a startup from a startup marketing perspective. You can't go too early because there are things that are happening,
Yeah.
construction, certificate of occupancy, and like all these like uh, functional things,
Yeah.
tangible things that could prevent somebody from opening your door. So the last thing you would want to do, which I call kind of the kiss of death, is say, "Hey, patient, I just earned your trust. You don't know me. I need to reschedule. You've never
Yeah.
met me before."
Yeah.
So there's a timing mechanism. So there's a lot of the ground, laying the ground, which is letting people know through social media. Set up your own social media account, whether that's through Facebook, through Instagram, through both, TikTok. I always say start to be able to market slowly. Tell people what's happening. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
opening my doors. Here's the construction. Hey, the walls just went up. My equipment's being installed today. You're building this momentum for that, all the while actually starting to build what we would like to say is a VIP list, where you're connecting with, think about your family, your friends, your colleagues, their connections outside of there. We always say your first 100 patients are on you, because a marketing agency is a part of marketing, but they're
Right.
not a marketing strategy. They're part of a strategy. And every great marketing agencies that are out there, and I have great connections, I have great relationships with some of the best marketing agencies out there. They all say we need help. The
Right.
doctor needs to go out there. We can't get all their patients. And from day one, there's a lot of algorithm figuring out how Google's going to respond in that world from an agency perspective. So we always say, doctor, go get those patients, go make those connections in your community. And it's not banging on doors. And, I cold called back in the day when my first job out of college. You're not cold calling. You're connecting with people.
Yeah, creating awareness that this is
Yeah.
happening in the community. As someone who lives in Philadelphia, I'm excited when I see a new restaurant and walk by, see it's happening. I think it's really
Love it.
cool that there's a mission to this startup dental practice that's more than
Yes.
just about fillings. Now, for people listening as an associate saying, I don't know if I want to leave my associate job. I don't know what starting up a practice is like. You have created these awesome opportunities with these courses, and you can
Yes.
get a special deal through Dental Nachos. My team will tell you about it. But if someone comes to this next course, Stephen,
Mhm.
what are they going to learn? Is it like a 2-day course to learn about everything about from working with attorneys to working with accountants? Tell us more about it.
Yeah. So Startup Practice Blueprint is our 2-day, twice a year course. It is a fire hose, feeding people with a fire hose on the process of starting a practice. And for a lot, I think there is that initial step of like, I'm not quite sure if a startup's right for me. Come to the course.
Yeah.
Hey, what is the right process so that I don't get off course in terms of thinking about doing a startup? Come to the course. Dreaming about ownership, come to the course. We're going to go through our entire 13-stage process, which is built success stories like Dr. Ariel throughout the country. We're going to go through every single aspect, from vision to floor plans to marketing strategies to demographics to real estate strategies, legal strategies, in all the business systems, to really make sure that these doctors are better prepared, have better information, and they can make an educated decision on, is this the right path, and when is this going to
Right.
be
I was
the
going
right
to
path
say,
for them.
is it the right path and is it the right timing for them? I
Yes.
just think this is awesome. So you do the next one's coming up in Orlando, Florida. I want to tell
Yeah.
people they can reach out to us at dentalnachos.com. We'll put the information in the link. You've been
Yep.
generous with offering an amazing discount to the Nacho audience. I think
Yes.
what you shared before too is, we have a JFO mentality. Just find out, right?
Yep.
Not,
Yep.
just find out. And you don't know until you've taste tested both. You don't necessarily need to close yourself off to ever acquiring a practice or close yourself off to one another. And I think what's really cool about what you guys have done for our community is you've created these dentists out there, from the Dr. Ariels, from the Dr. Jordans out there, who are making a real difference in their community.
Yes.
At the end of this, Kevin, before we wrap up, you have a big focus on how you make this difference in your community. How have the
Yeah.
past ideal practice, startup practice owners implemented that, whether it's through charitable stuff, whether it's through
Yeah.
organizations? Tell us about that.
Well, I can't, tell you all the secret sauce, but I tell you the secret sauce, Paul, is we have what's called a give strategy. All of our clients, it's one of our core values here at Ideal Practices. We help entrepreneurialism in third world countries through micro lending. It's a foundational element of Ideal Practices. What we've done with that over the last decade is we have supported, we're going to be at 7,000 businesses by 2030 is going to be our goal. Awesome. That we have supported. We've supported over 5,000 businesses worldwide that have helped people get out of destitution and things like that. So our clients are a part of that. So every doctor that opens, we then fund 10 microloans in third world countries.
That's great.
Now, what are the doctors doing? I could tell you tons of stories from supporting women's elements, whether it is from domestic violence, whether it's supporting their local brother, kids society elements. A lot of our clients have things that they give back to that are also personal due to loss. We have fun things like mountain biking, where one of our clients years ago supported a mountain bike restoration non-for-profit. And the cool thing was that when she opened her doors, they invited their entire membership of over 2,000 members to her grand opening. So what they're doing is they're taking their practice, they're opening up the walls and saying, this is not about dentistry, not just about discounts, it's about values and connecting authentically. And that's the value. So many of our clients come to us and they say, I want to do the give. I'm here with Ideal Practices because that is what I'm attracted to. It wasn't just about making more money and leaving an associate position, is having a practice that allows them this opportunity to support their practice beyond the walls of their practice, whether that's locally, whether it's abroad. They're supporting huge non-for-profits. They're supporting foundations. They're supporting personal interests. And we're talking about this from not just having a practice, not just having profits, but purpose. And that's the 3 Ps.
I love all of that. I mean, it humanizes the dentist. As someone who's been a dentist,
Yes.
There's ups and downs, there's pros and cons, there's celebrations and cry inside. But one of the things I'll share, probably much like teachers too, sometimes people just think of you as that's you, right? You're a dentist, you're a teacher, and when you can humanize yourself and do something that has, nothing to do with teeth, but everything because you help people with teeth.
Yeah, 100%. I want doctors to walk around and say, hey, I'm Dr. Smith. Hey, I'm Dr. Trutter. My practice is around the corner. Can I tell you what I'm doing within the community? It's not about propping themselves up. It's helping support causes and really being a part of the community. It's dental care. They care. So
I love that. Well, you guys have been such long-time supporters and sponsors. People can reach out to us at dentalnachos.com to learn more. If they want to go to your website to learn about the awesome book opportunity and also this startup practice blueprint, and they can mention Nachos to get the best deal possible.
Yes.
What website should they go to, Stephen?
Startuppracticeblueprint.com and mention Dental Nachos, and you'll have a $2,000 savings for the tuition for our course. So this will be 90% off for Nachos, the Nachos community. So looking forward to supporting more people that come through Nachos, like-minded dentists like Dr. Ariel and others that have come through, that have been a part of the Nachos community to build something for themselves and for their communities.
Love that, Stephen. Thanks for your generosity. Thanks for your support. Hope to high five in person soon. Appreciate you being here today.